everyone can see me. It's
Yeah.
different.
This is different to
This is
normal.
different.
Yeah, because usually when
Yeah.
you stream, you're streaming and you've got the dog in the background and you're
This is
screaming at
new.
the TV. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is new. I changed it around yesterday, so
So new
it's a
setup for
better
stream
thing.
as well.
Yes,
Very
for
nice, very
sure.
nice.
For sure.
No more Gus.
Well, I mean, he's still here. He's actually like right by my feet, but I'm kind of if I need to treat him or anything, I can spin the camera around because he's behind me.
Oh
So
yeah, makes sense. Makes
it's
sense.
not too bad. But he
Good.
does keep flicking his ball under the table. Wants me to throw it.
Yeah,
So
Gus is the real streamer. We know this. We know this already.
Gus is the real one out of the pair of us. To be fair, come on now.
Yeah, that's good.
He keeps coming back to me like because he can hear me talking about him. Why don't you go lay down? Out the way.
Love it, love it. So
Yeah.
to kick it off, as always, every time I have someone on, I always like to ask them the very simple question is to introduce yourself to everyone in here. I'm sure everyone knows you, but for those who don't know you, could you give yourself a little bit intro who you are and why you stream, and how
Yeah.
you became part of the Zilla patch?
Hi guys, who don't know me. Most of you do. I'm Shannon. I'm from the UK. I don't I don't really do a whole lot apart from stream and study at the minute. So I'm a bit of a nerd. I like to study a lot of things. I've done a lot of things in college, out uni, studying astronomy. So that's a
Hmm.
fun fact for everyone to know.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm very tattooed. I've got a lot of tattoos. I like to be inked as much as possible. Um, got Gus, who you see all the time. He's like who I wrap my life around now.
Yeah.
But with streaming, it come after when I left my job last year because I worked all the way through COVID doing care, and after like a year, it just got too much for me. It was too much like mental health wise, so I come out of that. And that same month, I signed up to Twitch because I'd seen someone else on it, and I thought, all right, I'll give it a go. Let's see who we find. And instantly, as soon as I started, the first person I watched was Cyan Prince TV, which is obviously Mitch. We know who he
Hmm.
is. Um, and within a month, I was just like, this is what I want to do. I know that this is what I want to do, even though I've never done it before. So I just carried on supporting people, watching communities. I met you through Mitch's stream.
Hmm.
Now you've overtaken Mitch's stream, and I'm in your stream more now, which is something I never thought would happen. Um, yeah, I think it got to about May, June time, and I was like, no, this is what I really want to do. I can talk well with people. I can game kind of. So why not give it a go?
Yeah.
Um, and I already had the PlayStation, so I just got a small setup. I got a new gaming laptop. I've got a big TV to play the PlayStation on, just a general mic and cam, just because I know that I can upgrade
Yeah.
as much as I want along down the line. So, I mean, I haven't got the best setup, but I've got a setup. And we're here now. We're now celebrating 6 months next week. So,
There you go. You've got
there we are.
your big 12-hour thing planned as well. It's
Yes.
gonna be good.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be real good.
It's funny how you mentioned Mitch because like obviously the only reason I feel like more people came in here after is because Mitch stopped streaming because of his internet and technical problems that he has having. And
Yeah, his hours as well.
yeah, because
Like,
like
he
it
was
was.
working, like, he started working in the morning, like, early hours. So,
Yeah. So he changed time as well. So, I mean, I love Mitch. He's fucking awesome. I've been watching Mitch since like forever. Like I've been like I don't know. It would be more than a year. Like I've been there for a long time. I really enjoy his content. Just not just his content, but how humble he is. Like that's what
yeah.
really like I gravitated towards him early because of the way he was. Just him as a person, and that's why I have all the time in the world for him. Like we've played games together for a long time. Like we've streamed and like we raid each other and all this sorts of stuff. And he helped me really early on as well. Like with like content and bits and pieces and advice on things because he'd been streaming more longer than I had, and like
Yeah.
and yeah, that was cool. Like, and he's just like a solid bloke. Like, if I ever head back up to Queensland, I'm definitely gonna give him a call. We'll go for a beer or something because I would love to hang out
Yeah,
with him.
he does give that vibe that he's definitely just got that. It doesn't matter what mood you're in, you sort of go in there, and it doesn't matter what mood he's in. He's still very much the same with everyone. He's like me. He's always like Queen every time, and I'm in there every day. Like it never gets old, and I've been in there for a year, but he still gets just as excited from day one.
That's right.
And it's nice. Like it makes you want to go back. It's exactly the same with your community and other people's. When you feel like you're wanted and you want to go back, you normally do end up pulling and going back. So
yeah, there might be
I saw Maps comment.
Yeah, there might be an underscore in his name, I think, but I think I typed it wrong. But anyway, yeah, he's a good dude. He's a solid guy. The other thing I was gonna ask too, like with the streaming and stuff, when you first started streaming and you started getting into it, what did you expect? Like, what was your expectation as from watching other people, and what was the experience? Because it's different for everyone in different ways, right?
The expectation. Well, I've never sat and watched big people with thousands of viewers. Never even tried because I think that they've got. It's not me being horrible, but they've got enough views as they're hectic enough as it is. I started with the small streamers, and I've only ever really stuck with the small streamers. So I never really went in expecting to have like thousands and thousands of followers, you know, right off the bat or anything like that. I knew it was going to be something that was going to take time, and because I'd been around other people and supported so many people, I had like so many communities I was in anyway, so I sort of knew quite a few people. So the experience myself was good. I mean, I hit affiliate within 2 weeks, and I feel like that was mainly because of the amount of support and networking I did beforehand.
Correct.
But I mean, I've let stream get to me a couple of times. When there's been a couple of times that it's been very quiet, and I think, oh, no one wants to watch me. That was very much in the beginning, but now, Rome weren't built in a day. It's going to take time. I have to put the effort in. If I want it to grow, I have to make it grow as well as other people.
Yeah.
It's my stream. So, I mean, I never expected to be above and beyond anyone else anyway. And I've come in the frame of mind into it that, I don't look at people who have got more views or more followers as better than me. It's just, they've been here longer. They've got more of a different audience. Everyone's different,
Yeah.
You're not gonna be as successful as everyone else. It's just not the way it is. You just got to go in with an open mind.
I always say that to I always say that to people. Like, we all started somewhere. Like I remember, like, and for me, like, you got affiliated in 2 weeks. It took me 3 months. Like, because I was sitting around just playing Warzone poorly on a very, very sad setup, talking to one person. So like, it took a long time to like I had to find what I was like good at. Like, so like, well, I had to find like sort of like my direction of where the stream was supposed to go. And it took time because like you try different things, you know what I mean? Like, me, I'm always trying different things. Like, not just with the gaming side of things, but also with the content stuff. I'm always trying different things. And sometimes things work really well. And other times things don't work at all. So like, you've just got to, but if you don't try it, how the fuck would you know? Like, you're not going to, you're not going to know. So I reckon as a streamer, just put yourself out there and do something weird, do something random, whatever incorporates your personality as a person, like as a streamer and as a gamer and as a person, and like, someone who wants to project themselves onto the internet. Just do it however you see is comfortable. It should be seamless. It shouldn't have to be forced. You don't have to. You don't have to produce something. You're not an actor, okay? You're a human being and a gamer who just wants to play games and talk to people. So don't try and create something outside of yourself, because you don't need to. If you're an entertaining person and you have a laugh with people and you connect with people, you don't need to do any of that. It's just like, for those people who force it, it doesn't last. Because it's obvious that it's forced and people can see it. Because if you watch someone long enough, if you're having, 4 to 8 hours a day streaming, people are going to figure it out real quick. Like, you're going to have a day where you just decide not to turn that button on and not be that actor, and all of a sudden everyone sees through the bullshit. So, like, that's what we love about Queen, because, what happens is when I go into your stream and you're streaming and you're having a good fun, you sometimes you even forget the chat's there because you're just screaming at the television. And I love it.
Can't help it.
It's so good though because it just means that you're there for the you're there to play the games and then but as soon as anyone comes in, the first thing you always do is you either shout them out or you welcome them in. So that's important too. Like
Always.
that's awesome.
Always.
Yeah, she screams so loud.
It's just, I do scream. I scream so loud. So bad. I can't help it. I shouldn't play Apex because it doesn't help my rage, but it's a very good game.
Yeah.
So.
Did you always play? Well, you used to play Dead by Daylight before that, didn't you? That was your mainstay.
Yeah, I played Dead by Daylight for a long time, as well as there was your day I'd play Assassin's Creed or one of the Marvel games or one of the many story games that I have got. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to switch up. Like, don't get me wrong, Dead by Daylight is a brilliant game, but after playing it every day for so long, I just thought I need to try something new. So I thought, why not try an FPS game? I've never tried one. Like, I've never actually invested myself into it to get any good at it. And here I am, just basically pummeling the hell out of Apex right now.
Yeah. You're addicted, huh?
I am, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
No, you can tell you enjoy it just by the way your reactions are. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
That's great.
My rage. My rage.
What I want to ask you as well, you touched on that you're studying astronomy, right? Now, what is the actual degree that you're doing? And I could talk about that kind of stuff all fucking day. I'm telling you, because I'm a bit of a stargazer. Like I had the telescope for a long time before I moved house. That I used to just look at the stars all day, and it's always been an interesting topic, like for me as well. So what made you decide to go study that, and what are the details of the degree you're doing?
Okay, so for many years I didn't really know where I was going, what I wanted to do. Like, I left school, I moved away from my hometown that I'm in now, moved away with my mum, and I literally had to pack my life away, go up there, which threw me off for a couple of years, but I went straight into college. I got a level 3 extended diploma in health and social care, which I got that at 18, which is just below a uni degree. So I had that under my belt. And then I went and did nail technology. So I did nails, makeup, done that. I passed that. So I've got a course in that as well. And after that, for a little while, I was sort of like, well, I don't really know what to do. I don't know where to go. So I went into mental health and started working in the secure unit. That's where my health and social care diploma come in, and sort of fitted in with me there. But I sort of wanted more, and I started off because there was 2 ways I wanted to go. There was the one route which was to do with forensic psychology. Right. I really wanted to go. That was the first route I wanted to go. But when I did that, it was like a year of law, and it was so painful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I couldn't do it. It was just, there was too much to it. I couldn't do it. I tried my best, and I was just like, no, I need to either change it completely or just stop.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I just thought, what's the one thing that I've always loved that I didn't do it for so long because I thought people would be like, what sort of job are you gonna get in that? What are you gonna get out of that? Like, the astronomy degree. And then after I lost my stepdad and went through losing the feeling in my legs and learning to walk again, I thought, screw everyone else, I'm gonna do me. Yeah. That's when I signed up to the Open University. So it takes 3 years longer than normal uni, but I will still get there. The name of the degree is a Bachelor's in Astronomy and Planetary Science.
Right.
So the first year, I basically just, it was weird what I did. It was a bit scattered. Like, we learned about all the different clouds, like what types of clouds there were, more about like the atmosphere and how all that works. It was very much more
photography stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was very insightful, but at the same time, it was a very dragged out year, very boring. Because you don't really learn a lot in the first year.
You gotta learn the basics.
I'm still here. Yeah, I learnt the basics. Like we did experiments where you had to tie you had to tie like coil around nails and put them in water and see which rusted first, and
No,
you
yeah.
know, school experiments. Yeah, so we did all that, and I'm currently in my second year now, which is going well. It's been slow because of COVID and whatnot, so I don't go out anywhere to do lectures. I have to do it all over online and whatnot.
Yeah, which can be
But it
hard
works.
hard to concentrate sometimes, isn't it, when you're online? There's other things you can do.
Yeah, it's very I procrastinate a lot like that. It's very distracting other stuff. You know, I am very much that girl that chases the deadline. You know,
Yeah.
get to it. Like I'm not one that, you know, I don't hit before the deadline, it's on the deadline.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I'm loving it, and next year will be more figuring out and learning more about the planets, exoplanets,
Hmm.
what other you like things are out there. And then I'll be going to like a centre in Chelmsford where they've got the big telescope. So we'll be going there and learning how to use those and like the big
Mm.
mega ones out of the building. So that'll be good. But until then,
Yeah,
it's literally just studying and streaming.
that's awesome.
That's
So
about
this
it.
is
Yeah.
so as an interest topic, what job opportunities does it produce? Do you know?
It can. There's lots of different things. Like you can do that, and you can that can then lead you into things like teaching,
Hmm.
you know, whatnot. But I want to go into data analysis. So once I've done the degree, I will then have to go on and do something extra, which I'll need, and then I can do things like working in labs and stuff, and
Hmm.
working on data, and that's what I would like to do. I mean, it's not exactly the most fun thing to do out of the
No,
degree,
that's all
but
right. It's like a
you
form of
know, I collect.
like cartography, basically, like planet mapping and
Yeah,
stuff like that, right?
yeah. So it's literally just like the kind of things that I would like to do is, you know, collect the data that, you know, that's out there from like satellites and whatnot, and you know, working in labs and that kind of thing. That's the kind of stuff that I'd like to do. But obviously, you know, I have to wait until the degree is over before I can do anything related to what I want to do. That's the only downfall.
Yeah,
Like
and
I
if
can't, you know, I can't sit there while I'm at uni and find a job that's related to it because I haven't got a degree. You know, it's
no,
hard.
I understand that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a process university. Like I tried university for a bit and it didn't quite agree with me. Like I just wasn't structured enough for uni. Like it's one of those things where you've got to focus. It's got to be 110%. You know what I mean? Like, whereas, like,
Yeah.
I get distracted by too many things around me. Like, I'm like a goldfish. Like, I see something shiny and I want to touch it. Like, it's just, unfortunately for me, like, I have too many things going on at once all the time that I can't concentrate on one thing at a time. And that's always been
Yeah.
the way I am. Like, I'm just like that in general. So, like, sitting down and doing a degree for me and actually concentrating and doing it, even if it was through like open uni or whatever it might be, I can't do it. I've struggled to do it in the past. So, I mean, it's
I mean,
different.
it's not for everyone, you know.
Yeah,
It's
it was.
hard. It is hard. You need to have willpower for it. It's not for everyone.
No, I agree. It's different doing a trade because you're physically doing the job, right? So, like for me,
Yeah.
a trade was really good for me because I was at work working, and I was learning at the same time, but like it was on the job. You know what I mean? So like you're always busy. So that was good for me because it helped me focus. And
Yeah.
they made it a self-paced course when I was doing tech, and we'd go 1 day a week. We get paid to go to tech by our employer, and they'd send
All
us for
right.
1 day a week for 8 hours, and it was a 12 p.m. start, and you'd finish at like 9 p.m. So it was like midday to like 9 p.m. or whatever, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they basically say however many modules you can get done, do them. Now, when someone gives you a self-paced course and you want to get it done, you get it done. Do you know what I mean? Like I powered through that shit. Like I finished it
Get that
early, like
over with.
really early, yeah. And then I got in trouble for
Yeah.
finishing too early you know, because they were like, oh well, now we have to pay you more. I'm like, that was the point. That was definitely the point. So like, why would I want to spend another year on this wage when you can give me more money by qualifying me?
Yeah.
I couldn't understand. So, and like, if they didn't want that, they wouldn't have made it a self-paced course, I would think. But yeah, I just don't think they were expecting me to finish so quickly. Like, because I was just like, I just wanted to get it done. Like, it wasn't
Yeah. I
extremely
mean,
difficult.
why
So
would you? Who wants to hang around?
I know it's like, yeah,
Get done. Get out.
I want to spend more time at tech eating shitty food from the cafeteria and
Yeah.
watching the football on my phone. Yeah, that's exactly what I want
Yeah.
to do. No, I'd rather be at work getting paid more money to do my job and then going home with a good wage. Like, it's crazy, right? But
Exactly.
so I ended up doing like an additional 13 modules than I was supposed to because they were trying to occupy me.
Bloody hell, that's a lot.
And then they eventually just signed me off because they ran out of shit to give me.
Yeah, we can throw him away.
Yeah, let's
now.
just let him go. Like, it was at the point where I was setting up like some of the practical assessments for other students. That's how fucking far ahead. The teacher was getting me to basically do his job. Like, it was just like,
not getting paid.
Yeah, but I'm not getting paid as a teacher. I was just like, well, this is silly. Like, but my boss wouldn't let me come to work, so you know, so I had to spend a certain amount of time there. It's like a minimum requirement or whatever. Silly.
Yeah, no, you do. That is the downfall when you do things like that. You do have a minimum requirement, and you've literally got to stick it out till it's done, ain't you?
Yeah.
I had to do that when I did work experience for my health and social care. I worked in a nursery, and I had to do that for weeks, and I was just like, when will it end? Coming here on a Thursday morning and having kids all over me. Like, I love kids, but I could never work with kids. That sounds really horrible. I love children. I would have children. I could never work with them. I couldn't do it.
Too much.
Just couldn't. Too much. Like, and then sometimes I have a niece and nephew around, and they'll sit there arguing over nothing, and one of them will cry, and I'll go, look, there's nothing for you to even cry about. Get a grip. I'm so horrible.
There's tough love. It's tough love.
Yeah, or like one of them's like, oh, but they're doing this, and they're like, but they're doing that, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna do this. So, shush.
Yeah, exactly. It's
kind of thing.
Oh,
I
understand that.
Yeah. I couldn't work with children. I think it's just more. And I also think, like, when I was working in the nursery, even though I was only like 18, even though it was a lot in the way of the children, I was definitely getting like an emotional bond with them, and I didn't want that. I'd rather not that with children. Like, that's why I went into adult work instead.
Right.
It's just, it's better for me. Like, well, yeah, it's the same as I don't like elderly care. I won't do elderly care either. That's too much for my heart.
Especially if something happens to them or something, right?
Yeah, definitely. I just can't do it. It's too much. I get too emotionally invested in care work. That's why I understand had to step back.
Well, that is an atonement to your character too, though. So, like, if you're one of those people that get emotionally invested in people, even though it's your job, it just means you give a shit, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a good token to have as a streamer too, because, like, obviously you're investing your love and care into people who come into your stream every day, and those people then reciprocate that because that's the reason they come back every day. So that means, as a streamer, you're gonna succeed no matter what you do, because you'll always have those people that love coming in to say hello. I think that's the glory of it, right?
For sure.
It takes a certain person, I think, as well. Like, anyone can stream a game.
Just me. That's me. Like, I'm literally just me. That's how I am on stream. I'm very transparent. Like, if I'm happy, you'll know I'm happy. If I'm sad, you'll know I'm sad.
Oh, I'm totally the same. You'll know.
It's very much like that.
I don't hold it back. It's very I can't hide it. I find it very difficult. I can't put on a happy face. I'm literally, if I'm in a bad mood, that's just the way it is. Like, I don't try to hide it. You know what I mean? And if I'm in a really good mood,
rest in bitch face.
Yeah, if I'm in a really good mood, you'll know it too, because I'll be all about it. Like, so, and people feed off that. You know what I mean? So, like, some days you are having a bad day, and you are, like, you can do it one of two ways. One way is that the streaming is going to be the thing that cheers you up, right? And that's one way you can look at it. The other way is, if you're already angry, don't bring it to the stream if you're going to show it, because then it's not going to be any good for anyone else either. So those people aren't going to vibe with you if you're not vibing at all. So I think it's both, like, a gift and a curse in a way, that you don't know which way to go about it. But everyone's a little bit different, Like, I don't know. I sometimes I stream when I'm mad, and sometimes it cheers me up. But other times it just makes it worse. So I just kind of like throw it away a bit.
Like, obviously, a lot of people, most people in here know that I went a little bit MIA a few weeks ago because I was going through something.
Mm-hmm.
But the last day that I streamed before I come back 2 weeks later, that morning I was just irritated, you know, I was down and I was like, oh, I don't want to stream, but I need to stream because I don't want to miss people. And I went into stream, and that one day, everybody redeemed a jump scare to the point I said, if you do it again, I'll turn it off. And it, like, my rage went onto people. And I was like, look, I've got to go. And I sat there after and thought, that's not what it's about. Like, my goal wasn't to go on stream and then get so pissed off by jump scares. And it was because I was so in my head and so just in my mental state at that time. It wasn't people that were irritating me. It was the sound. It was the sound constantly there. And I was just like, look, I'll turn it off or I'll just stop stream like a right child.
No, we all
and
have
that was
moments.
and that's when I took the 2 weeks out, and you know, and I'm glad that I did. I needed it. And I'm back where I am now, and you know, and that's what people have got to remember. We go through, even though we're streamers and we put on a smile and we're there for our community, we still have to go through our own stuff. We still human. We still deal with everything else in the real world outside of this. So sometimes it does catch up with us, and you know, and it did with me.
Yeah.
I took my time to sort myself out, and she's back.
I agree.
She's here.
Twitch burnout's real. It really is.
Twitch burnout is real, for sure.
Sometimes you do need to step away from it. I mean, like, you know, I have a habit of doing everything to the like extent degree. Like, I'm that kind of person that does everything 110% or doesn't do it at all, right? So I'll be the kind of person that will like stream 12 hours, 24 hours every single fucking day for like a whole month, and then just have like 10 weeks off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, but this is the thing, right? With Twitch, I've never done it because, like, for me with Twitch, I had to find a balance. So, because I really enjoyed doing it, right? And I didn't want to stop doing it, but at the same time, I knew I had to like find a balance, you know, when it comes to streaming. So so when I first started, I was doing like 8, 12 hours a day, like, you know, working at the same time, and doing everything and anything else. And like, you know, I was basically just like stuck in my house anyway. So I was kind of like just doing it all and doing everything I could, and then going to work and then not sleeping and blah, blah, blah. I don't sleep a lot, as people know, because I have like chronic insomnia. So I don't really sleep at all. I sleep like 5 hours a day, like if that. And so like that kind of gives me another opportunity to do more stuff. Like I use that to my advantage. I used to complain about it all the time when I was younger. I used to be like, I'm so like, how do I deal with this? Like, how do I fucking live with this? Blah, blah, blah. Nowadays, I just fucking use it to my advantage to be more productive, right? Which is good. And it's probably not good for my long-term health, let's be honest, but it's good, right? Because that's just the way it is. But when it comes to like the balance in streaming, like I was saying, like 12 hours, 8 hours a day is not, like every single day is not manageable. Okay, unless like even if you're full time, I don't think it's completely manageable. Like when I do it full time, I'm gonna definitely be longer streaming, but there will be points where I will like come back, maybe have breaks, come back. Do you know what I mean? Because like before, I basically did it so much that I was like, I need to like go and do some other things. Like, you know what I mean? Like I need to like focus my time on other things a little bit. So nowadays we're just doing like more like 4 to 6 hours a day rather than like 12, you know?
You was doing a lot of hours streaming. Like, I was thinking, how did you fit everything else in?
Well,
Like,
just with great difficulty.
You was doing a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm glad that you've like changed it a little bit, and you've taken back your hours, because I feel like you're a lot more brighter for it as well, and you know you're getting on with other things that you need to get on with, and you know sometimes it is good just to reduce it a little bit whilst you're doing stuff, and then when you haven't got so much on, just stream as much as you want.
That's pretty much how it's going to be, yeah. So
that's how it is with you anyway.
Exactly. Well, this is the thing, like I said, when I had those 3 weeks off and I wasn't working, I was streaming a lot, but it was super enjoyable. Like, I had no complaints about it. I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I basically spent a lot of time just streaming, but I honestly it was such a vibe, and I was having such a good time that I didn't feel like it was like too long or a burden or whatever, or like that I was missing out on other things because I wasn't doing anything else. Yeah. So I wasn't that busy, you know what I mean? I'm usually a very busy person. Like if I'm less busy and I stream more, that's good, not bad. But
no, definitely, yeah.
It's like again, balance is the key word. I think.
Yeah,
When you stream what 4 5 hours a day, right?
I do.
Like every
I do.
is that every day at the moment or?
Every day. Well, it's Monday to Friday, unless I've got something to do, or like tomorrow, I'm not I'm not streaming tomorrow because I'm getting the claws done. So you know, we put stream aside because the nails are getting done.
Of
But I will
course.
then come home and probably stream for like just a couple of hours. But I don't really stream on the weekends unless I missed a day during a week, then I'll make it up during the weekends. But I normally like to keep the weekends to myself so I can game, watch everyone else that's streaming, actually get in their streams.
Yeah.
But this time just works for me. Like, I do normally 10 between 10 and 11 in the morning till 4 or 5, just depends. That's what I'm comfortable with, and it's what works. So, and it's a lot of that. It's still like 30 odd hours in a week, so
Yeah.
not too bad.
It's pretty good.
But I'd like to, I think maybe that's probably one of my goals, maybe to increase my streams just a little bit, maybe just by like an hour, or maybe change it to 9 5.
Hmm.
I don't know. They're the kind of things I'm thinking about now, because I've been streaming now for nearly 6 months. I've got all these other stuff, like
Just
this is what I
ideas
want to do,
spiraling.
ideas, but half the time they're not valid. So, but yeah, so I've been sort of improving things on the stream a little bit
Hmm.
over the last couple of weeks, and I've moved the setup around. I've added a new logo, and just trying to improve as I go along. Even though I still don't know what I'm doing, I'm still learning every day,
I'm still learning as
every
well,
day,
to be honest. Like
every day.
I still do things sometimes, and I'm like, what the fuck is that all about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just, it's a learning experience every day. Like, literally, you do like, yeah, I have everything set up the way I want it, but now I think to myself, how can I change it? And then I think,
Yeah,
don't change too much, but don't change too little so that it doesn't change. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like
yeah,
it's a weird thing, but I mean, you got to keep it fresh at the same time, you know. But
yeah. Definitely, definitely. I do agree. Like, you don't have to change everything, but like even just little tweaks here and there, just to sort of update things, is good. You don't have to change everything. I wouldn't say,
yeah,
but
like
for sure, yeah, definitely little
every
bits here
every
and
now and
there.
again, I'll change the stuff behind me, and people don't even notice. just like
Yeah.
I'll just shuffle it
Oh,
around and move it in different places, and like and people be
yeah.
like, "What's that from?" Like, you know, because it's
Oh,
fun.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, when I go to stream today, I wonder how many people are gonna go, "Oh, you changed yourself around. Let's see. Let's see who pays attention to what's behind me and not just me."
Yeah, exactly.
We'll
Well,
see.
speaking of what's behind you,
We'll see.
what are the books? They're all Harry Potter books, or
These are my Harry Potter books, my
big
trusted
fan, I
books.
say.
Yeah. Well, this one not so much. This is that Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. That is the play one. I've never read it, but it looks good and it's gold. So
Yeah, goes on top.
it looks good there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got that. This is the whole new illustrated collection, like the new illustration on the front. So they're my babies. I've got my games there, and I got my post. This is what I got. Someone got it for me for my birthday. It's a drawing of like all iconic like film killers.
Oh
So
yeah,
you've
yeah,
got like
yeah.
you've got Pennywise, Carrie, you've got the Grudge, you've got Cannibal, got Bubba, Ghostface, Freddy Krueger. Half of them are from DVD. That's why someone got it for me.
Yeah,
So
nice.
when I get a frame, I'm gonna get a proper frame and actually like nail it, and put it on there properly. But I thought I'd just put it up for now. And I've
Very
got
good.
some LED lights that I'm gonna put up on this little wall bit behind me.
Okay. Don't go too
Quite
crazy with the
comfy.
LED lights, all
No,
right?
not too crazy. Not too crazy. Jesus, it's like a party already on my stream, let alone all the lights.
Yeah,
Could you imagine?
exactly. You don't want to turn
Could
it
you
into
imagine?
a rave or.
We have hyper on the telly. We've got me with a bucket hat and we've got loads of LED lights. It's a
Yeah,
rave.
it can only get better.
It's Yeah, it's a rave. It's a rave.
Love
Just
that.
add
Love that.
alcohol,
No,
like Alex
exactly.
said.
That's exactly right. Mindless, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you coming in. It's always a pleasure to have you. Mindless is one of our regulars and also raids me
He's a
every
dude.
second day, I believe, like literally, because he's just a legend. Thank you for that, dude. I appreciate it. The other thing, I mean, I really want to touch on this like in a little bit of depth because it's one of the things that makes your streams and you. I want to talk about Gus. All right.
Okay.
I want to touch on Gus a little
Okay.
bit. Where did Gus come from, and how did Gus enter your life? And because he is your little pride and joy, as you can tell.
He is. He is.
Tell us a bit about Gus.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I used to do this thing where I sold this brand called Scentsy, so it's candles and everything like that. And there was a woman who I knew from other people. She brought stuff off me, so I had her on Facebook and whatnot. And she already had two dogs. She had obviously she had Daddy Gus, Big Gus, which is obviously the father, and she had Roxy, which is the mum. And she put up on Facebook that Roxy had an accidental birth. Like it wasn't a planned birth or anything like that else. It wasn't a planned pregnancy, and they were selling the pups. And there was a picture, and I remember this picture. There was a picture of all five of the pups, and Gus was located in the middle. And I said, I want that one. And they were like, what, you don't know what he looks like? And I saw the picture. There's this picture of him with his little dome head to the side, and I said, I want him. He is who I want. I don't care. I haven't met him, but he is who I want. And he had this little crooked tail that he's still got, because obviously because his dad was a bull mastiff and his mum's a French bulldog. She's so small, but she carried big puppies, so
Right.
they were all scrunched together, and he's got this little crooked tail that sits like this. It's so cute. So I went and met him at 6 weeks, and he's just come running out, and he laid on me. He peed on me. I said, "That's what I want. That's the one. That's the one I want." I said, "He peed on me. He's got nerve. That's what I'm taking home." So obviously paid for him and whatnot. I couldn't bring him home for 2 weeks because he was booked in to have his chip and everything done at 8 weeks. So he had that, and he was brought home to me. But I never changed his name. They called him Gus 2.0 after his dad, and I've kept that name. That name is on his collar. It's everywhere with him. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's also called Gustavo as well. He's got both names, but he is a godsend. I'm not even joking. He's helped me through my toughest times. That dog is
Yeah.
everything and more. And pets really are like
Mhm.
he's a very clingy dog. He's very much if he's sitting next to me and I'm not touching him or stroking him, he will whine until the cows go home.
Mhm.
Like mum, he's very much an attention whore. He's very very much loves it all. But I bought him because I'm very much alone, and I just wanted a companion more for me through when I struggle through stuff and whatnot. And I've had times when I've cried and he's just run up to me, started licking my face, and it's like, Gus, go away. Like he's very much mummy orientated,
Hmm.
but is a gem. He really is. He's so good. He's very behaved. He's very laid back. He is pretty much my little core now, honestly.
I
Just
love that.
talking about him, like it sort of makes my heart like flutter, because he is just like it's been a year since I've had him, and it's been the best year. And he's
Yeah.
just he definitely came at the right time and saved me when I needed saving, and he still continues to do that.
Yeah.
Even the last few weeks, even the last few weeks, even though I've been back streaming, I've messaged you and said, I'm not feeling that great, and even though I've got people to talk to, the only sort of
Yeah.
thing I have around me is Gus, and no matter what, he always wants to lay with me. He always wants to be with me. So it feels good. It's nice, and
Yeah. I get that. I mean,
um,
like, it's the same with me
I
and
love
Shami.
him.
You know,
Yeah,
me and Sham are the same. Like, she's sitting literally right there in front of me. So, it's one of those things, right? It's like animals. Animals are so good for everyone because they are unconditionally loving. So like they'll love
yeah,
you no matter what. So like no matter whether you're having a hard time or if you're having a good time or whatever it might be, they one they pick up on the vibes always,
yeah,
and two
definitely.
they're always there to help you when you need them, and they'll never leave you because
Yeah,
you know, there might be a disagreement or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not, they're not those. That's why animals are such good emotional support for so many people who do live alone or who are by themselves or whatever, going through whatever it might be they're going through. They have that emotional support, even though they don't speak and they don't say a word. just being around you, or just like, coming up and sitting next to you, or whatever it might be, the simplest things um, change, you emotionally, which is like, that's why I asked, because like I know I feel that too, because of like I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and that cat's always been there to help me out, right? Even
Yeah.
I didn't ask anything from her, but she's always there. It always puts a smile on my face when I really need it. So, and I see that with you and Gus too, because it's a powerful thing, and I know a lot of people in the chat can relate to that, especially during the last 2 years of this fucking horrible planet we've lived in. Like,
Yeah.
when there's so much division in the world right now, when it comes to everything, to have someone who's there for you, 100%, whether it be a dog, a cat, or a partner in life, is fucking awesome. Makes a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, it took a long time to get him. Like it was. I mean, since I left home, because I've always been around dogs. Like we had a Great Dane. We had a Yorkshire Terrier. Like so, all the way growing up, we even had a cat. Like we had all of it. And my dog and cat. Like when I was younger, they used to cuddle together. Like their bond was weird, but it was so cool. But when I left home, I was like, one thing that I want is a dog, and like over the last 5 years, I've lost a lot of people. I've lost a lot of people close to me have passed away. I lost my best friend. I lost my stepdad in the space of 6 months. That was very hard, and I was learning to walk again in that time. So that was a hard time for me, and it was sort of from then I was like, I want a dog. I want my own. It's always been something that I wanted, and when I got him, I think even for like the first week when people come and visit him, I was like, oh my god, it's my dog. I was crying like this is my dog, sort of thing. But I mean, it doesn't matter what mood I'm. It doesn't matter what mood I'm in, or he always wants to be around me, even when I'm like telling him off. He's still waggling his tail at me, like, "Come on, mum.
It's like,
You know you love me.
yeah.
Come on, you'll get over it in a minute." But it's everlasting. It's definitely
Yeah.
it's an eternal love, like, and like I said, I've lost people, but I've lost people just through relationships, friends. I don't have a lot of friends. Like the only in real life friend that I really have is Charlotte, which is my mod.
Yeah.
That is pretty much it. Like I don't really, and a lot of people think I'm very like popular and I've got a lot of friends and go out, and I don't. I'm very
Mm.
much a home girl. I don't go out anywhere. Um, I've lost so many people over the years that I don't even try and get back, because I think once we've lost them, that's it. So I just invest my time in me and my dog, my community, my stream, you guys, because it's what makes me happy. Streaming makes me happy. My dog makes me happy. It's the little things in life for me. I'm not. It doesn't take much to please me, so
No, that's the thing
I'm
though
very
too. Like,
happy.
it's that he doesn't. You don't need. Someone doesn't need to move a mountain for you in order to, show they love you. That's the whole point. Like, do you know what
Exactly.
I mean? Like, it's just
Exactly.
they
Oh
just
my
have
god,
to.
yes.
They just have to take interest and in what you're interested in, and try and, I guess, try and understand how you feel and stuff without, they don't have to read your mind, you know,
Yeah.
but just try to listen and acknowledge people is one step in the right direction, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
100%. I couldn't
But
agree
then
more. Here he
animals are
comes.
the
Look, he's
best
coming over now.
listeners. Animals are the best listeners because they don't fucking say anything.
No,
you know.
they just stare at you like it's okay. Like
I've
I
got.
could be sitting there like struggling, and Gus would just be looking at me like, "Mum, it's fine."
Yeah, what are you so worried about? Seriously, it's like I have conversations with Shami when I get home. So like, I just tell her about my day, and she usually responds to me, which is funny as because she's like just like my cat's like quite vocal, as you probably heard her,
Yeah,
meow a lot and stuff.
yeah, I've heard it.
And
Yeah, I've heard her.
I'll come home and I'll start walk in and she'll just start meowing at me, right? And she'll like try and climb me like a tree, basically, just because she wants to hug, right? And so I'll be like, "Oh, hey mate, how's it going?" And then she'll go and sit up on the at the kitchen, on the not on the bench but on the chair in front of the bench while I'm in the kitchen getting all my stuff out from the day, and she'll be like, she'll be like trying to like have a laugh with me and stuff. It's really funny. She's always like
Oh,
conversing with me and shit.
hold on 2 seconds. I think Gus has just been sick.
Uh-oh. speaking
Oh,
speaking of six.
Gus, like that's my exit out of the desk. Why there? Oh, it'll have to wait. Sorry, guys, that might sound really bad, but It'll wait. I've got carpet cleaner. It's fine. And look, it sounded like he was like being sick really bad, but it's literally like a tiny little bit. It's fine.
What did he eat?
This is what I mean. Like he's the thing with Gus has got on a lot of hypoallergenic food, because he went for a stage of having really bad ear flare ups, and they couldn't understand why, and they think he's allergic to meat, so he's on like hypoallergenic salmon, and he's on like potato and fish diet.
Crazy.
And it's so expensive, but because he eats so fast as well, he doesn't digest the food quick enough. That's why he's on the hypoallergenic. So he's not normally sick. So I don't know if he's eating something in the garden. Probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
For God's sake, if he could eat anything, he would. Jeez, I'm telling you. I'm not even joking.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I wanted to ask you too. The fact that now you're in the community and all the stuff that we're doing here at the Zilla patch and stuff, and I'm having a really good time doing it. I'm having a really good time that you're in the community with us and helping us with stuff. What does that mean? Like, what is this community and like, you know, your community? You know, we're all basically part of the same community now. Like everybody knows each other and everybody's enjoying each other's company and stuff. Like, who were the first people that came into your community, and who are the first people from this community that you really bonded with that you would like to mention? Because I feel like that's important too for all sorts of purposes, you know.
For my community, the one person that I really have to thank is Lilac. Lilac has been there since day one.
She hasn't stopped talking since you started.
I know, I've been watching. Lilac, I even call her when she's in my stream. I'm like, Miss Lilac, like, hello, Miss Lilac. She's even got Miss in front of her name now. She's in there every day. This woman has 3 kids, a full life, and she'll still take time to be in my streams every day, take muggy clips of me. Yes, Lilac, taking clips of me, but still, she's just amazing. Like, I mean, I think I'd be very lost without her. That's why she's definitely a mod of mine, and I think she always will be. But in here, I've gelled with a lot of people. Oh, now you put me on the spot.
You know, I didn't ask you so you would single people out or anything. I was just saying, like, in general, when you first came into this chat, who are the people that you really enjoy talking to and stuff? Because I mean, we can tell who it is by just being in the chat. But like, you know, I just wanted to get your perspective on it because I feel like a lot of people sitting in this chat are really enjoying listening to you talk, and they're really enjoying this conversation.
I'm hoping I'm not boring anyone.
Imagine Queen is quiet. That's right, Reaper.
Well, Reaper's definitely one person that I get along with very well. He's definitely someone that I get along with everyone very well. When everyone comes into your chat, you know, I'm shouting them out, and or always, because I'm in there so much, like I've just bonded with everyone now. Like people like Coco, Brit, Maya, all of them, like everybody. When I went off and didn't talk to no one, I had every person from your community messaging me, seeing if I was okay. Like that shit very hit home very hard. Like there is people out there, and these people are not directly from my community. They're from a community that I've joined and that I'm part of, and they took time out of their day to sit there and be worried and, you know, things like that. And, you know, when I come back, I felt so bad about it. I was just like, oh, but it felt good knowing I've got people there. Like, these are people that I've never met before. I've never met you before, but you're like probably one of the best people. You personally are probably one of the best people I've got in my life. I could turn to you for anything, absolutely anything. I can't do that with half the people in my real life. Yeah, you know, and that's just through streaming, and it's powerful. It's a powerful thing.
We're all part of the same. We're all part of the same boat. This is the thing. That's why these communities are so important. Like forming a community online. It doesn't always have to be the generic internet community of toxicity. Like, do you know what I mean? Like when we were growing up or younger, the internet wasn't used for this kind of thing. The internet was sort of a place where you would like, you know, jump into random chat rooms and say bullshit. Like it wasn't like a place where you would be able to meet people and people would actually be like kind. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I feel like it's evolved a lot because now people have realized the internet is here to stay. It's the only way to communicate, and the only way to communicate correctly is to communicate like a normal person rather than rather than always a troll. You know what I mean? Like so I have a lot of people that have really benefited from Twitch. Like I have people in this community that all their friends are on Twitch. And I'm the same. Like pretty much all my friends are on Twitch, and the ones who are my friends in real life, they're still in this community as well. So like, you know what I mean? Like I might not see them as much on the outside, but I see them here all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm always like you guys know. I don't have to go on about it or anything like that. But I've been a loner since high school. It doesn't bother me. Like I'm happy in my own skin. This is the thing. So like I'm happy just being me. Like I'll travel the world by myself and make friends on the way. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
I'm not allergic to my own company, right? But I started streaming in the first place because one, I'm a gamer, but two, I didn't think of it as a way to meet people. I just thought of it as a way to kind of like play games and like, see what happens. I didn't really think that I was going to, form a community of people that all come in here every day and use this as a place of like, so they get to see each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said yesterday the same thing. I was like, I wanted to stream yesterday even though I didn't feel well because I know how important it is for the stream to be on, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in this stream, if they're not streaming themselves, they might not know, they might not be able to contact each other, or they might not want to DM each other because it feels like an awkward situation to do so. And so people come in here and talk to each other like they're best friends. It might not necessarily be the case outside of here. So every time I turn this stream on and this community comes together, it's more than just me streaming a game. You know what I mean? It's now, it's evolved into something massive. Like, and it can only go up from here. And so is yours as well. Like, the vibes in your chat are always fun. Like everyone, I see the same names in your chat every single day. And like me included.
I do have a lot. Yeah, you included, definitely. You're always there, but I do have. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a lot of regular people do come in, and even though they come in every day, I'm still like, oh my god, hello, thank you for being here. Even though they're here every day, it just comes out like. And people say you don't have to say thank you so much, and it's just like, but I'm gonna keep saying it.
Yeah, because you don't have to come in. That's the whole point.
I want to, yeah. Like these people want to come in. They're wanting to take time out to come in. Like, of course I'm going to thank them. They could be anywhere else but here, but they chose to be here. So
you know what it reminds me of?
I appreciate that.
You know what it reminds me of every time I think of that kind of thing? It's like when you're in primary school or whatever, and you used to like meet your friends at recess, and like you used to go and sit at the same place in the same part of the school, right? And like eat the same food and talk about the same shit over and over again. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So like meet up with my mates at the Bubblers or whatever, and we head over and sit on the deck and eat our sandwiches or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. And I used to love that in like, not obviously not in high school because high school sucked ass, but I used to love that when I was a younger kid because like it was always like I really look forward to recess and lunchtime more than school because I was like able to talk to my friends. So like it was, we didn't call each other and shit like that. That wasn't what we did. So,
Oh no, I never used to do that. But I was just about to say like that's so relatable. High school sucked so bad. Like I was a nerd in high school. I was very much there to learn. I was a boffin. Like but I was that person that was a nerd, but I got on well with the popular people, so I was very much level in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
It was, but I spent 3 years with braces. Like I had my bullying stage where I was bullied. Like there was a time that I didn't want to go to school.
Yeah.
But I was a full blown nerd, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I love learning. I'm not even joking.
My mum is a very practical person, right? Very practical. Doesn't really understand the whole high school, politics. You know what I mean? And so she very much set me up to learn. Do you know what I mean? Which I love because I read everything. I'm always into like reading different books and listening to different podcasts, doing whatever. When I was in high school, though, she really didn't give me a good start when it comes to when it comes to not getting bullied. So like it was, it sort of started. So I had braces for the entire of my high schooling, pretty much. So I had braces for like maybe 5 years. You know, when I was in year 7, I was really, really small, really small. Like I'm not a big person now, but I was a very, very small kid. So like I was like 55 kilos. Like I was tiny, and like I couldn't carry all my books because they were too heavy. And like I'd carry them on my back in my bag because I never wanted to not have the right book, right? Because so I had to take all of them. And so because I didn't know which one, because the teachers would always say, bring this book today, bring this book today, bring this book. And I didn't want to miss out on what we were learning because I didn't want to fucking have to catch up, right? So I was like, no, it's impractical to do that. So just take all of them. We had lockers and stuff, right? But carrying my books because I had to catch the bus, right? So I would carry my books to the bus stop and get on the bus and go on the bus and then walk from the bus stop to school. It was up a big hill and I was a fucking weakling. So I was like very struggling to like carry all these books. And so my mum thought this was okay to do to me in year 7. She got me a wheelie bag, okay? Like a bag with wheels, right? I know.
God.
So she got me a bag with wheels and she said, that'll do that. And I'm like, and I thought to myself, I was like, yeah, I mean, that's smart, right?
That's going to get me beaten up.
That's really smart, you know? Well, the wheelie bag lasted 2 days because somebody smashed me in the face with it. But like, the moral of the story is that your parents they always mean well, right? They always mean well, but they don't understand the politics of high school, right? And that's not to their detriment or anything. They're just doing what they think's right for you and your health, right? So she was doing that because she knew that my back was really hurting and I was having a really sore shoulder and stuff because I couldn't carry all the books. Now, the smarter thing would have been to just not take all the books, right? But then...
Or, you know, take a backpack.
Yeah, but me being someone who just didn't want to miss out on stuff, I was always like... You know, and I was always borrowing books from the library too and reading them on my way home and stuff. So it was like...
We're like the same people because I was exactly the same. I was... very much like that.
So after,
like, ooh, I've got science today, or I've got history today. I'd be such a boffin.
After the trauma of year 7 and the fucking relentless like just bullying and shit, I basically just locked myself in the library. So that was the rest of my schooling. I pretty much spent most of my time in the library just reading books or learning things on the computer or doing whatever. I got really into like computer science stuff and like was learning how like software works and bits and pieces, and then like. I was also really into the stock exchange at a young age, so I used to go on the stock exchange a lot when I was in the library at school, and the commerce teacher would always look at me funny. He'd be like, "What are you doing?" Like at lunchtime, I'd be on the computer like reading about the ASX, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just seeing how the aristocrat stocks are going today." And he's like, "What does that matter?" And I was like, "Well, one day I might want to invest money in it." Like, do you know what I mean? He's just like, I didn't have any money at the time, so I'm not going to do it now. But I said in the future, if I know the past and presence of the stocks, I know I can, you know, have a slight prediction on how the future of that company is going to go, and I might want to invest money in it. And he's just like, you're 15. I'm like, you got to start somewhere. Like, I said, would you rather be outside kicking a football in the wrong direction and fucking punching on with each other? I don't think so. Like, you know, it's not my thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm a very, like, it's weird. Like, I've never been in a physical fight with anyone. I've never, like, you know, I've never been beaten up either. I've never managed to get myself into that situation. And a lot of people, when they see me and they're like, oh, you know, you bite back, and like I'm that kind of person that if I've got something to say, I'll say it. But I never used to be like that in school.
No,
it very much when I left school, that was when the timid side of me went, and this side of me come. So that transition. But a lot of people think, I've had people say to me, "Oh my God, are you a lesbian? Are you a butch lesbian?" No, clearly not. Like, what? Because I've got tattoos? Because I've got tattoos and I can stand up for myself? Like, no, I know what the right things to say and what the right things not to say are, if that makes sense.
You just learned experience. That's all it is. It's like you spent all those years watching from like, you know, back here, and now you're like, okay, well now I'm an adult, you know, and I have some rights. You know, I'm gonna put myself over here instead. And I agree with that. I do. I really do. Because
a lot of people, I must admit though, like a lot of people that know me are very happy that that happened because I'm a lot more open now. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people get to know me a lot more, but the only person that doesn't understand it is my mum. Like my dad understands it, but that's because I didn't meet my dad till I was 18, so I didn't know my dad
Mm-hmm.
until I was just turned 18. So he's only ever known me as an adult. So we've got based off an adult relationship. But my mum, it, my mum's completely different. Like if she tries to say something to me, or how she used to say when I was younger, and because she doesn't get that response now, and I'm like, no, mum. She hates it. She's like, what? I'm like, mum, I'm 26 years old. Like, I grew up 10 years ago. Where you been? But she
Yeah.
just can't grasp. She can't grasp it. I don't know why she can't grasp it, but I mean, it could just be that she's in denial. But who
Yeah,
knows?
I found that my mum and dad grew with me. So like,
Yeah, no.
do you know what I mean? Because like, obviously me being, I was the oldest, right? And then my brother was 3.5 years difference, which is a fairly big difference when it comes to like schooling and stuff. And I was finishing high school and going into uni, and my brother was, just starting high school or whatever, bits and pieces outside of that. But like, they learned everything as I learned it myself. I feel so like they kind of just rode the coattails a bit, and they were kind of like, it wasn't, they weren't like the kind of parents that would tell me what to do and how to do it. I'd kind of have to figure it out, and then they'd be like, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that or whatever.
Yeah.
They taught me everything I needed to know when it came to like morality, and ethics and all sorts of ways to be polite, be patient, be all that kind of stuff. But they never really like, taught me the life skills when it comes to being an adult, right? Until I was an
Yeah.
adult, right? I didn't really, because I was very introverted. I really didn't talk to many people. So it was kind of like, for me, it was like, I'm just going to learn it from books. Do you know what I mean? And I have, don't get me wrong, I have amazing parents. Like, they're both fucking fantastic people, and I love both of them to death, and I'll do anything for them. But they, yeah, I think it was a learning experience for them as well as me. Like when it came to me growing up, because obviously they'd never had a kid before, they never knew what to expect. And then Joel, my brother, sort of kind of like, he got it the easy way, you know what I mean? Like, if I came home when I was 18 and I was drunk, my mum would lose her fucking mind. Like,
Oh my god. Yes.
she would just, oh, mate, like, I was in so much trouble, even though I was an adult, because I'm still living with them, right, at this stage. It was just, like, wild. Like, I'd call her at, like, 2 a.m. and she'd just be fucking worried sick, and I'd be like, it's okay, I'm just drunk at Trev's house or whatever, like, like, whatever, like, just, it's just like, how much you had to drink? Like, I don't fucking know, I'm 18, like, like, just stuff like that. Like, I was a bit wild when I was, like, when I was a teenager and when I was older, like, I started to get out of my shell a little bit, and I started just getting real a bit crazy. And then my mum just didn't know what to do. She's like, I went from this quiet child that read books and, like, played video games, very, like, and she never had to worry about me, to being 18, 19 and discovering alcohol and just, and women and just going fucking nuts. Like, just, and she was just like, I don't know what to do with him. Like, just like,
He's wild. Get him.
Honestly, I must have put her through so much fucking, like, heart attack moments. Whereas my brother got it. He was, as a kid, he was hypo as fuck. Like, he was bouncing off the walls hypo. Whereas my mum could put me in front of a television, leave me for half an hour, come back, and I wouldn't have moved unless I had to go to the toilet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, but my brother, she would turn around, my brother was gone. Like, he was just a fucking bean, like a bouncing bean. He just run around and smash into things, and he was just wild, right? And so I had a lot of patience because of that, because my brother was always annoying the fuck out of me when I was younger. And I would just, like, try not to snap all the time, because I wasn't someone who got angry much. So I just basically just be niggling me for hours and hours and hours and hours while I'm doing something. And I just ignore him, and I ignore him, and I ignore him. Eventually I would turn around and punch him, but then it took a lot, right? And then obviously I was the oldest, so I was like, you're in trouble because you're the eldest and you should know better, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, he's just fucking annoying. Just tell him to leave me alone. But when my brother became an adult, he did a 180. So he became very calm. When he became an adult, like, he stopped being that hyper kid and just turned into an adult all of a sudden. And he was, like, one of the calmest people I know. And, like, we were never friends until we were, like, in our mid-20s. Like, we were never spoke to each other.
That's the same. I mean, that's the same with me. Like I'm the middle child, so I've got the middle child syndrome,
Mm.
which is I'm forgotten a lot. Like I mean, me and my brother, we didn't get along. I've got an older brother. We've got nearly 3.5 years between us. Then
Hmm.
it's me, and then we've got the younger sister. She's what 6 years younger than me. So um I mean, Josh hated me from the get go. He didn't like me when I was a baby. I mean, I remember one time Mum told me the story that she was in another room and she heard me crying in the cot and went in there and I had a bite mark on my finger. Apparently, my brother said she did it to herself when I was like a month old. He bit me. He bit me. He hated me. Even to this day, 30 years later, he will still say, well, I'm not 30, but he is. He'll still say, you're adopted. You're not mum's, you're adopted. We've got that very much relationship, but now that we're older, we get on very well. And the same with my younger sister. The older that she's got, the more she'll come to me for stuff. But in the way of the relationship with mum, Josh is her only boy, and he is the oldest, so he's like a favorite.
Hmm.
And then my sister's a baby, so I'm the one that's left in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's always been a clash between me and mum because I was the first one to go to prom. I was the first one to come out of school with good levels, go to college, go to uni,
The
work,
benchmark.
get my own house, and not one single praise from any of them. Like that's how it's always been. But my dad is my biggest supporter. He is everything and more. Like I get what I don't get from my mum from my dad, and I'm lucky with that. But I faced facts a long time ago that I don't think that me and mum will ever have that relationship that I want. It's never gonna
Mm.
it's never gonna happen. But I mean I've come to terms with that. Like she's made it very clear that she doesn't really think much of me, and I've never done anything wrong to for that to happen. But she's got her oldest boy and her youngest daughter, like the middle one, the one that's still got her dad, and the one that's doing everything fine. She's fine. Don't worry about her. That's how she sees it. That's just her mind. She says it to me. You're fine. You stream. You do this. You're happy in life. You're fine. Like yeah, but don't forget about me.
I still
I'm
exist.
still here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I
I
have
mean,
that.
but
I have that
my
relationship
dad
with my
is my
dad
best
too.
friend.
Yeah, yeah. You have that. So it's the opposite. So my mum's like my best friend, and my dad is that person that your mum is. So like my dad, I just never really got on with my dad. Like I know we always clash over all sorts of stuff. Like, and it doesn't make any sense that it happens all the time. I think now that we give each other a lot of space, I think it's better. So like, he is always. We're just very different people. That's sort of the
Yeah.
gist of it. Like we don't agree on a lot of things in the world when it comes to all sorts of bits and pieces. Whether it be politics or whether it be you know the way things should be, or whether it be about interests and hobbies. He doesn't understand the gaming thing, like, but he's a musician. He's a very artistic human being. I am not. So we couldn't bond over that. Like I played an instrument for a while, and I still do every now and again. But he like, his music is everything to him, and I think it's always just like his whole everything revolves around it. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like
Yeah.
I can't really bond with him on that because I don't really agree or you know understand it as he does. But then he wouldn't like be the person to reciprocate it to me if I said let's go to the football because he wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's like I could go. He could be like I want to go to this gig and I'd be like I hate that band but I'll go because I want to go with you and I'll go. But then if I say will you come to the rugby with me, he'd say no. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
there's nothing. So I've tried many different ways. Like I said, I love my dad to pieces. Right, I love him, to the end of the earth. But we just don't get on. I wish we did. I really do wish we did, but we just don't.
Yeah.
And like I've
I
accepted that years ago
I
as well.
feel
Like,
like that.
yeah.
I
So
feel like I think the time for me when I really realized that no matter what because there was for a long time I tried everything to sort of you know get her to like me, even though I don't know why she didn't like me. I just tried
mm,
everything to get her to be interested in me. And when I was in hospital, when I couldn't feel my legs and I was waiting for an MRI scan, and I was going through some shit. Like, I had a mental breakdown in a hospital. I lost my job because I couldn't walk. I couldn't bath myself. I was being bathed and showered by nurses. Like, everything that I was used to doing to other people for other people was happening to me. And my mum had to travel down to where I live now because my sister was burying her dad. So, and obviously it was in the hometown that I'm in now. And I said to her, well, do you fancy coming to see me at the hospital on your way back, like, sort of thing? Because on the way through from where I live to where mum lives, like, the hospital I was at is literally a run through, so you could literally go straight in there
Yeah.
and then go back out on the same route. She didn't even stop and see me. She carried on driving and went home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's
And
tough.
and that was probably the hardest point in my life, because I thought, I can't walk. I don't know if I'm ever going to walk again. And my mum just drove past the hospital. She didn't even stop and come and see me.
Yeah, that's tough.
And the excuse was, oh, we've just buried George's dad. Like, yeah, I understand you just buried George's dad, but bring her to see her sister, like, or come and see your daughter. Like, don't just leave me here. Like, my dad had to travel further than my mum, and he come to that hospital every single day. Every day.
Yeah.
Come to the hospital. That's a difference. And I spoke to dad about it, and he sees it as, because when my mum was my age, she was tied down with two kids by the age of 23, no job, nothing. Because I left school, I went to college, I've got, things behind me. I've not got kids. I'm 26. I haven't got kids holding me down yet, and I'm getting on with my life. That it's a hint of jealousy that she didn't have that what I've got.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how my mum thinks, like, because I've got a better life than what she had at my age, she doesn't like it. And it makes a whole lot of sense, and I just think it's sad. It's very sad that she feels and thinks like that. She should be happy that I'm doing what I'm doing, but I don't think she ever will be, and I've come to terms with that. I've got my dad, who's my biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
I've got everything that I'm building now. I've got you guys, and you guys are people that I see as family. That's powerful. I've never met you guys, but you're people that I consider as my new famo.
Yeah.
The new famo.
I love that.
So it's a lot of hurt I've been through over the years, but I'm still here. I'm still going.
I think the reason, and the thing I've noticed over the 16 months I've been doing this and streaming, is that everyone has a story, which is why I do the podcast in the first place. I want to know more about the people who come in and watch. I want to know more about the people in our circle of people that we share in our communities, because I think it's important to get to know people outside of just them being someone in chat. But I also think it's really important to get to know someone on a more personal level, because you can then relate to them a little bit better. We consider each other very good friends, but we don't know enough about each other. Do you know what I mean? And like, we won't have the time unless we go and make time and effort to discuss it with each other. You only know what I show you on stream. They only know what you show on stream. Having conversations like this means that people get to know each other a little bit more. And, prior to this, like, we talk a lot. Like, we talk every day. I had no idea you were doing the astrology thing. I had no idea about that part of your life. I didn't know that. That's fucking amazing. I'm going to have to talk to you more about that, because that's really interesting. But you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know a lot about bits and pieces, like, unless you told me. And it's the same as me. Like, and then the point that I'm getting to is every single person in this chat is very much the same people, right? They're either gamers, they're introverts, they're people who've had tough lives, or they just enjoy the sense of community that the internet now brings to them. And like, you know what I mean? That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. We're using it to our advantage. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything we're doing online now, we're using the internet the way that it wasn't meant to be used, right? The internet was never 100%. Meant for this. The internet was meant for web browsing. It was meant for email, and it was meant to make business easier, okay? Now, it's a whole different thing. It's evolved into a totally different animal. And even though Twitch as a platform is fucking rubbish, all of us can find each other here in one place, an easy way to find each other. And it just makes sense. Like, a lot of people they work jobs they don't like, or they have lives they don't like, and they escape online. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they come in here, and they come in here every day, and they enjoy themselves to the point where they come back the next day and the next day and the next day. And instead of just being me gaming to a video camera, it's now something complete. It's evolved into a totally different animal, and I fucking love it. It's great.
I thrive off it. Like I completely. I mean, I haven't been doing it as long as you, but I thrive of it. Like, I mean, I love just getting up in the morning knowing that I'm going to stream and I'm going to just sit there and be chatting with the same people, sometimes new people, sometimes people that have been in there, been gone for a couple of months and come back again.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
wild.
I love it. You know, it doesn't matter to me if someone is sitting in the background watching, if they're commenting, if they're not even saying anything. Like, I appreciate everything. Just someone being in there and just taking the time out, like, you know, to sit there and just watch me be an absolute tool when I'm dancing with my bucket hat. Like, don't get how often am I caught like busting out a move or having a bucket hat on it? Just, you know, I can't help it. I can't help but sit here and I have to bop. I can't. It's just.
That's because you're
I got
comfortable
music
doing
in my
it.
soul.
You're comfortable doing it. That's the whole point. Like, there's like, if you had asked me when I first started streaming, do you think you could do 15 hours of just chatting and drinking and being an absolute moron, and you would enjoy that? I would say, fuck no. I'm like, there's no way I would do that. Like, imagine just talking to no one. But this is the thing. The other night, we had nearly 80 people in chat talking to me while drinking for 15 hours straight on a Saturday when I had nothing planned and didn't know what to do. I just turned it on. I had nothing planned at all. Some days I come in here and I you know me, I like to plan ahead, like a week in advance. I need everything planned out. I need to make sure I know what I'm doing, and I know you guys know what we're doing, and everything needs to be like set in stone and planned out and all, like, you know, runs perfectly, right? But that's not the internet. This is live, right? This is the live internet. So sometimes things go wrong. And sometimes I just don't know what the fuck to do. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just like, you know what? I turned my stream on, no plans at all. I had a couple of drinks prior. I was like, let's just fucking have a bit of fun. I turned my stream on and I said, hello everyone. I have no idea what to play today. Let's chat. That's all I did, right? 15 hours later, I was still on. And I didn't play game once.
Not gonna lie. I was there, well, because you started at like, it was like 5 a.m. my time. So I got into your stream. Normal time, like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So I then done my stream, and then
came back.
Carried on watching you, and then I came back. I am telling you now, by the end of that 14 hours, you look like I didn't think you could stand up. You were just like, yes, guys. Ooh. I was like, yes, rugged.
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
I love it. It's real life. Like you're just being you. Like people. That's why people find it so entertaining and find that kind of stuff so funny. Like when I was sitting there and I did that 12-hour stream. Look at the amount of people that ends up in there and the amount of raids I had, and I was absolutely trashed.
Yeah, it's great.
Because it's real life. You're making a fool of yourself, and you're not ashamed to do it.
Yeah.
People love that. People secretly love that anyway.
That's true.
I think so.
Well, if you can take the mickey out of yourself and have a laugh about it, people enjoy your content more, I think. And that's the reason why, you know, I did 260 push-ups for no fucking reason. Like, that's the same reason why I plan out these hot tub streams, you know. This is the same reason why I did the Hot Ones challenge and ate all those chili wings for no fucking reason. Like, I do it because it's fun. Because it's interesting and the content's enjoyable, and I enjoy doing it because it challenges me as a person too to do really random stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's great.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
God, yeah. We're 95% on the hot tub stream. Just saying. Just donated.
Yeah, I saw that. That'll get done tomorrow. Easy. That'll get done tomorrow. Easy. I mean, I set it at 500,000 points and you guys still hit it. So, I mean, I can't win, can I?
And I swear to Lucifer, if you bring out another bloody saucepan and dip your toe in it, I will not be impressed. I will not be impressed.
That's gonna be the intro. Just that clip on fucking rotate. You know.
Oh my god.
Hot tub stream. Shower me. No, I think I get in trouble for that now. I think you get in trouble because you're not allowed to show feet anymore on Twitch. It's a thing. Good. Apparently.
Good.
But you can show tits, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, you can show tits. You can show tits, but you can't show toes. I'd rather see tits and toes anyway. Just
true, same. But it makes no no sense on when it comes to like terms of service, does it? Like, you know, it's odd. It's odd. Like they'll let you like lick a microphone, but like they won't let you show your big toe. I think it's odd. I think there's just a lot of odd people. And
Which is just secretly horny. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's so
Just
good.
saying. Twitch is secretly on that hype now.
Yeah. So I've always been worried because you know how I do the push-ups and stuff. I'm thinking to myself, am I going to get in trouble for this? But then I'm like, I'm clearly not just being like putting my foot to camera, am I? Like, you know, so it shouldn't matter too much.
No one's looking at your feet anyway. We were just watching you struggle.
Yeah, that's exactly right, dude. That was hard.
That's the real shit. Yeah,
that was
I can
proper
imagine
hard.
260
push-ups, and it was over 12 hours too. So but it wasn't lengthened out. I do them in like blocks, and it was just like it got to the point at the end where I couldn't physically lift myself up because my midsection was so sore that I couldn't do anymore. Like I was like,
no.
you know when you do like crunches and stuff, and your abs hurt. It was like that.
Yeah.
Like my whole body hurt.
You say it like I can relate.
No.
You say it like when you do crunches, and I'm like, bitch.
Yeah.
I only walk to McDonald's. I don't walk anywhere else. Come on. Jeez.
See, this is what I mean about taking the mickey out of each other. We do this all the time. It's really funny.
We spend our life doing it.
It's just beautiful. Look. I'm sorry. We're gonna need to get another drink, I think. just before we wrap this up, I'm gonna get another drink. But first thing I want to ask you, last thing I want to ask you, I guess, before we head out, and I'm really interested to hear this. I want to know what your goal is for the end of this year. Okay, so taking everything into account, growth and things that you're planning and bits and pieces and anything major or minor. I want to know how many followers you think you're going to have by December. I want to know what your average is going to be. Right, this is going to be a weird one. It's going to be hard to predict because I know you're going to be like modest about it, right? But I want you to set yourself some goals, because then you can look back on this chat in 6 months' time or 12 months' time, and then you can sort of predict how you went and how you thought you'd go. And it'll either be a drive to do better, or you'll be fucking stoked that you made it. All right? So I need a follow count, an average viewer count, and do we think how many hours watched is Lilac gonna have?
Thousands every hour I'm live. Love that. Oh fuck. Right, okay. Now I've got to think.
I want it to be extraordinary, all right?
Oh fuck. Okay, I want 1 million followers. I'm joking, I don't want 1 million followers.
I want to have more subs than train wrecks.
I'm not really in the way of subs. I haven't really got a goal for subs.
I don't think you can have a goal for subs.
I know, but some people do, and I just don't. If I get a sub, I get a sub. I mean, followers by the end of this year. So what we're in February, so it's another 10 months. I would like, maybe this is being optimistic, but I would like to hit 1,000. If not, I'd be very happy to hit 750, 800. I'd be very happy with that. Even if I don't hit that, I'll be happy just to hit what I hit. But that is my goal. I'd like to get 1,000. Whether it happens, we'll see.
Doable.
And viewer count. I mean, my average viewer count at the minute it's averages between like 7 and 9, depending on the day. It goes up, down. I think I'd like to get to 25.
Yeah,
25 is good for me. That's where I want to be. 1,000 followers, 25 average viewers.
I reckon you can do that easy.
I mean, I hope I can.
Yeah, and I'll be there to help you do it every step of the way. I promise. Because you know what, you help me so much, and even though you don't realize it, like you came into this stream, you know, not all that long ago. Like I mean, you've been following for a long time, because obviously Mitch rated me a few times early, and you've been following me for I think it's like 9 or 10 months. But
yeah, 10 months coming up.
you've only been really active in the chat for like the last sort of like 4 months, right? But in those 4 months that you've been here, you helped me with so many things. Whether it be moderating in the chat, or whether it just be keeping the chat going, or whatever it might be, like keeping everyone's vibes up, talking to everyone, like saying hello to everyone. It's actually really, really enjoyable, and it's a pleasure. Like, I really appreciate everything you've done for this stream as well. And that's why I'll be the #1 supporter of your stream from here till the end. Because honestly, I really want to see you like take off as well, because you know, I'm not even halfway there yet. Like, you're not even halfway there yet, but we've got to start somewhere, right? So
this is only the beginning. Like, this is literally the beginning for us, and it means the world just to hear that, you know, you appreciate everything that I do, because I question myself a lot, and you know, a lot of people don't see that, but every day I question myself. You know, am I doing the right? Am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? And you know, a lot of things like that. But it means everything that you just appreciate that so much, because I do take a lot of time out being your streams. I do it because I want to. I love being there. I don't think I'll ever stop being there. Like, even that week that I was out and I wasn't in your streams, I felt lost. It sounds really sad, but I felt lost not being around you and everyone else. It was horrible. Like, it wasn't nice. But you've done as equally as much for me as I've done for you, and we'll always be the dream team.
That's it. You know, that's the thing, right? Like, everybody in this chat's the same though. Like, you know, we show support to each other as much as humanly possible, and like, you know, it might sound like we're giving each other, like, you know, a leg up, because you know, and it might sound kind of like, you know, a bit narcissistic, but to be honest, like, we fucking deserve it, because all of us have sacrificed hours for each other. Everyone in this chat sacrifices hours for me, and everyone sacrifices hours for Queen, and then we sacrifice the hours for you guys as well, who are streamers. And you know, I spend every other day answering DMs from everyone, and I love it. You know, I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you know, that takes a lot of time out of life. But I'm more than happy to do it because of you guys. You guys put it out for us, so we'll give it back to you. You know, because we wouldn't have any of it. We wouldn't have any of it if it wasn't for the people that actually come and watch. If nobody came and watched, no one would know who I am. No one would know who Queen is, right? So
because of you guys here.
Yeah, and so we just put it out there. Like, this is what makes both of us very happy to do this. So
it's
all about it
for me, for sure.
Yeah, I just want to see it fucking take off, and that's sort of a similar reason why, you know, I mean, obviously, you guys know I say it every other day. Like, you know, I'm changing careers. I'm doing something different because my body can't handle my career anymore, and my career is, you know, it's pretty much done for me. Like, you know, I've spent 14, 15 years in this trade, and I'm just done with it, you know, like, and for many other reasons, you know, like money-wise, COVID, all that bullshit, like, it's been a lot, and like, for now, I'm just saying to myself, you know, it's time to change course and do something different. There'll be a lot of things going on. I have a lot of side projects going on. As you guys will know, I'm fucking busy as fuck all the time, but
always.
This is going to be my #1. So come June, come the end of June, you'll be seeing me a lot, and you'll be seeing a lot of changes, a lot of product, a lot of social time management, everything. I've got it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be an exciting year.
Yeah, and I'm going to see if we can.
Both of us,
yeah, and then
definitely.
I mean, you're going to do the same thing, and we're going to see how we go. You know.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. For me, is, you know, I've got my own stream, but I'm very much a big part of yours. So it's for me, it's like I'm on two journeys, my own and yours. So I mean, I'm fine to be on both. Doesn't bother me. But it'll be interesting to see how this year plans out, because we've got a lot of goals that we want to achieve.
100%.
We're working hard. We're working hard to do that. We could do it without each other, everyone, all the mods, the community.
Exactly.
It's teamwork. Teamwork makes a dream work, guys.
Coin it.
Stolen. Jokes.
Nah, I love it. Oh, thank you for doing this today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me here. I hope I didn't bore anyone. I hope I was okay.
No, we learned so much about you, about your life. I mean, a lot of people in the chat didn't know a lot of things that they learned today, I think. And
Yeah.
look, as I said, if anyone else is wants to share anything, and the Discord is there, like use it, like get to know each other. You know,
Yeah.
type in the
Very
life
much.
story. You know, post some photos, do whatever you like. Just get to know each other and enjoy each other's company because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And that's not
We're
how
all
it
human.
started, but that's how it is now. So, you know,
Yeah.
take advantage of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. I just think like, especially doing these podcasts and stuff, like people get to see who we are as people, and that maybe allows them to open up more. Like, I mean, I've dealt with a lot of shit in life, and that's why I say to people, if you ever need anything, I'm very much here for it. I'm not going to judge no one. I'm not going to be shocked by many things,
No.
and I'm very honest, and I try and give good advice. I don't listen to my own, but
No, we never listen to our own advice. You know,
never.
don't be fucking ridiculous.
Never.
We give the greatest advice, and we don't listen to the words that we talk. We talk logic,
I know.
and we have patience, and we give everyone the greatest advice in the world, but we never listen to our own advice because that would be hypocritical, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my own genius amazes me, but I never use it.
Yeah. It's like everyone
Never.
said. And when someone comes to me and goes, oh, you know, I have a problem with this and then the problem with that, or maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. And then someone says to me, maybe you should stop drinking. And I say, nah.
No,
Like-
it doesn't affect anyone. It doesn't affect you, so no. Do it. Keep doing it.
Do whatever I
I
like.
say it. Honestly,
Anyway.
thank you so much for having me, though.
No, I appreciate
I've been
it.
waiting a long time. Been waiting a fair few weeks to be on the podcast, and I was very glad when you asked me. So
No,
thank you
you're more than
very
welcome.
much.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you to everyone who sat here and listened to me.
Listen to us waffle.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
good.
no, I'll probably when I come off here, I'll probably hang in your chat for about 10-15 minutes before I go live, just to thank everyone and whatnot.
Sounds good. All right, we'll be vibing in the chat for a bit, and I'll see you there.
Okie dokie. See you
Appreciate
later.
it. Bye.
Bye.
Tat2Queen, everyone. The one and only. What a legend.